Welcome back. In today's episode, we are going to work on our Limi community, and then we'll also start on working on the databases and adding the actual data in the database. Okay. So in the previous video, we worked on to so hard. We worked on to the all these catalogs. We added on our markets, farmers. We looked at our staff. So we did a tremendous job, guys. To reach up to this point, I think it is good work, and if you are sticking to this project, it means a lot. It means that you are becoming an actual developer, whereby you can actually stick to a project for an amount period of time, and it is a great thing. Okay, so we're just going to work on this part, and this part of the Limi community, as I had said, it is just a blog, just going to be a blog format, and it is simply where the specialists or the farmers who want to train other farmers, they can write blogs. Okay, they can write a blog on training specifically. They'll be training in different areas or different fields. So we are going to have this Limi community setup, and then after finishing it, we'll go ahead and start working on the onto the database, setting up the database and Prisma, and we see how we get started. Okay, so I'm just going to go to this to the community. So I'm just going to drop this for a second. Okay, so we had this staff room. I'm just going to simply go to, so we have the dashboard, and inside the dashboard we have the catalog, and then inside the catalog we can see we have farmers, customers, community, and so forth. So I'm just going to go to where there is community. Okay, here, this is the Limi community. So I'm just going to go and into the catalog and into the categories. Okay, and just copy this structure. I'm just going to click on this new update and the page, 3 of them, copy. You can right click and copy, close this, go to the community, and you can delete this page. Okay, and then inside the community, right click, and then you can paste. Okay, you can paste just like that under the community. Make sure you have pasted it under the community. Then inside here, let's change this page header. Let's change here to Limi community. So just say here Limi community. Now for you, if you just like in your own e-commerce, you can call it blog section. This is just like blogs. So this one is going to be dashboard community. Okay, dashboard community, and here just going to say add training. Okay, as I said, these are trainings. Okay, so Limi community, I just say Limi community trainings. Okay, and then add training, and that's it. And then we can go to new. We can start with update, and then in this page, update community. Update community, and then inside the new, we can just go ahead and change some things. So the first one is going to be this new, so just going to be new new training, just like that. In fact, even here on the update, on this update here is supposed to be update training or community training. Basically, we are adding the trainings. Okay, so in this we are going to have only a few things. We don't have any. We can also have this is active. We can just leave is active there. So you're just going to have here, if you're just going to look at our data, we'll have ID. So we'll have a title, we'll have a slug, okay, then we'll have a description. So this one will have a description, and then we'll have the content. So we'll have the content. We'll have the content. And am I in the right place, guys? Sorry, guys. I'm in a really long press. Just go back, and even this here, this, just go back to coupon. I'm supposed not to be in coupon, guys. Sorry. It's supposed to be inside the community. I'm sorry, guys. So we were just changing for coupons, guys. First check the folder you are in. You might just change or mess up all your code. So just go to the community, start with the page. Yeah, so here is we are okay. I don't know how we jump to coupons, guys. So just check in the update, and then this one is going to be update training, and then even here training, and then on the new, yeah, so here on the new, okay, of course we'll have the image. So instead of markets, we'll have actually categories. Okay, we'll have categories, and I'm just going to have here category 1, category 2, okay, and maybe category 3, and then others I can just remove them. So if we are talk about the data here, let's just go and first talk about the data we have. So you're just going to have the ID, title, slug, description, and then we'll have also the thumbnail, which is going to be also the image, and then we'll have the content. Okay, we'll have the content. Okay, and this is why we are going to use the rich text. So we have to use the rich text here on the content of the training or the blog. It has to be the rich text. So this is basically what we are going to have. We have the title, slug, then we could even have description. We could also have, for instance, the tags. Okay, we could add tags, whatever you want to use. We could just go ahead and add tags, but we're not just going to add them. Let's just leave it as simple like this. Of course, all these ones are going to have dates at the end of the day, like the published date and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so now we're just going to have, of course, the slug. We're going to use generate slug, and then the image. So the only most important thing we are adding into this, if you just check, you see that we have the title, slug, description, image. The only thing we are adding actually is going to be this content. Okay, so let me just go down here. First of all, I'm just going to first comment out this. Okay, and then on this is going to be new training. There is one thing you have to do also is to add the author. Now I know you're supposed to get this as the author ID. Okay, from the user, whoever is logged in at that point. Okay, we could just use the logged in user at that point, and then we take that on to be the author ID. Yeah, just we have at some point have a user, the author ID, just like that. We might just have the author ID, who published this, so that we can just put their name. In fact, we just call them the expert, so there will be an expert. So we just say expert ID, the whoever is giving the training. Okay, so now down here we have new training, and then we have the form. They're going to also say training title, so it's going to be training title. There is one thing we have forgotten. So here there will be also a category. So we'll have also a category. That's why I had to add these categories on top here. That will be a category, and this category, the trick behind this category is that we want to sell some products under this blog. Let's say someone is writing about tomatoes, so you can choose the categories. Like he says, I'm just going to create a training about fresh fruits, how you can maybe increase the yield of fresh fruits. That's the title of the blog. And so under this, he can actually have, we can have at the end of the blog some related products that someone can look at or they can buy under this blog. And to be able to do that, we have to fetch we will have to fetch this using the category ID. Okay, we have to know which category is this, and then after getting that category ID, we can use that to fetch all the products under that category, and we can display them under the blog, and someone can look at them, whoever is reading at them. So that's the purpose of having the category ID within the blog. Okay, so down here we're just going to have, as we said, the title. Okay, and then we can just go ahead and say select here, select category. Okay, and then here is going to be category ID, and then we're just going to have here options as categories. Okay, and multiple, we're just going to leave it. So we're going to remove it, since by default if you check on the select input, by default is that multiple is set to, I think if you check here, you set multiple is a boolean, and I think we set it's a default. Let me see. Yeah, so you can see by default is false, so you're just going to simply remove it. We can simply remove it, just close all these here. Just close all these ones, and just concentrate on this. Can close. I don't know how we find ourselves with all these open tabs. Okay, we have a lot of open tabs. Okay, so here just going to select category ID. That one is done. So this one, simply remove it, and by default will be just false. So we have this the description, which is training description. Okay. We could just have here this image input. So we have the image, which is going to be this. So just going to create the endpoint for this. I'm just going to give it training thumbnail. So training image, or you could just name it as thumbnail. Okay, and then just go and give this. Okay, so just go to API, and under API let's create this. Under upload thing, just go to core, and then under core just simply duplicate. Okay, just duplicate this. And you could just call it maybe Limi community image uploader. So we can just call it Limi community image uploader. Maybe training image. I'm just going to say training image uploader. Just copy this, and you can also just leave it as at 1 MB. So Ctrl C that, and then go back to this, and then change this one to training image uploader. So make sure you have your endpoints changing. You have to first create you have to first go and create the endpoint, and then you can just come and use it there. Then we have this publish your training. Okay, and then one thing you have to put here is now the content. So we are remaining with here content, and we can first have a look at what we have so far. Okay, so I'm just going to go to Limi community here on the dashboard, and then we have add training. Okay, and then down here we have training title, and for the training title, just going to leave it to fill the whole entire thing. Okay, I'm just going to change this to fill the let me see if it is necessary. Yep, we could just make it fill the whole entire thing. Missing. We could just leave it just like that. Someone can put the title here, or they paste the title there, whatsoever. And then down here we have this the description, and then the thumbnail, and publish your training. So just going to go ahead and add one thing, which is the content. Now we can add the content before this last thing here. Now the content we want to use the rich text, and if you just go to under reusable components, okay, you can scroll, and there is where you are going to see. Let's continue moving down. You could actually search, but you can scroll to this where they say the query editor component. Okay, so this is the one we are going to use. So the first thing, if you're going to use query editor, now I have already done a video about the query editor where we built a blog kind of editor, so you can just go ahead and watch that video. We did a query editor component, but I'm just going to explain it very well still in this video. So the first thing is to install the query. So just install that. I'm just going to go to the terminal. First thing is to install the editor itself. Okay, and then it's just going to be npm install react query. As simple as that. Okay, so as it is installing, we can move on with other setup. So in this setup, if you check, is really, first of all, is having a state. So you can have on top here we are having the CSS for this editor and also importing it here. So we have import react query, and then we have this block. Okay, of course, as you know, we are going to create the content. We will create this as a component so that we can reuse it in other places. Okay, yeah, as you can see, we're just going to create this as a component. Okay, so here we have, it's just not actually much. As you can see, it is not really much. Let's see if it has finished. Yep, I think it has finished the installation. Yep, so just go and see the setup here. So you're just going to put it here. I'm just going to first put content and okay, and also on top where I'm just going to use it, I'm just going to put some brackets to help me. So I'm just going to put here space and put this here, query editor setup. So here query editor, so that if we just like copying, we know what to copy. Okay, query editor, and okay, so just go and bring this setup. So these two, they are going to be on top. So the import statements, take them on top here. So here we are bringing our editor, these two, the react query from react query and the CSS. Okay, and then here we have the setup, and the setup really is to bring up the toolbar, to customize the toolbar and the format. So you can just copy these modules here, and then we can also copy these formats. Okay, so just come here and copy this format. Okay, and after this you just add these ones here. Okay, and you could just go, so the under react query, you can just go and say react query npm, and you can just read about it. You don't need to just do what I just do. Just say react query and then go and do the setup. The setup is really easy even on the npm. Okay, you can just go here down, so you can see install. Okay, that's what you use it. After installing, then you can have the state here, and then you can see they have this component. Okay, do not forget they have also this they are on top here. You can see they are importing two things here. Okay, yeah, so do not forget this. The setup is really easy. They're having a state whereby they are having it onto this react query, and everything is okay. Okay, so now the one thing that is remaining, of course, is to put the editor component. Okay, so it is actually this part here. Just copy this Okay, and then let's go ahead and add it onto down on the content down here. Okay, so React Query already is imported on top, that's why we have it on top here, React Query, and then this no CSS we are using is the theme, and that's why in the theme we are specific to the Snow. And then this value we have to set up this in the use state. Okay, I think that is one thing that I did not put in the documentation, but it needs a state, so I'm just going to put here. Okay, const. Okay, content set content. Okay, is equal to use state. Okay, and then by default you can leave this as an empty array, so an empty, and I'm just going to take this to this site online so that you can also have a, actually we have it here, I thought we didn't have it, we have it here, the content here. Okay, yeah, so you can just like have this state, and then this state is actually what we pass in here on the query editor component. So you can see here value is content, and on the change is having set content. Then the modules, we pass in the modules and the formats, and that's it. We should have now the editor setup. Okay, so in the dark mode it doesn't look so fine. I don't know how we are going to customize that, but in the light mode definitely looks great. In the dark mode you can just, I think, hustle. Okay, the text is actually looking white. I thought you would hustle, but this works. So we have the content, actually we have this, and it can write everything. Okay, you can copy anything, any blog you have, and you can paste this the content here. Someone, we named it blog content. I think this is going to be training content. So the purpose, of course, is to make sure we create a component out of this. So I'm just going to create a component quickly. This should be easy to set up. As you know, I'm creating all these components, and they will be so much fundamental in creating the upcoming systems. We do not have to hustle so much. We have to work so hard. And even in the course, we will rebuild these and even add on more. The more the components you build, the more you ease your life. Okay, so here under components, and then from inputs, I'm just going to say the query editor. Okay, so query editor component, so editor. Okay, query editor dot JSX. So this is the editor, query editor, and we just need to bring the setup we did there, so you can see this. Just copy this whole content, and if you just check onto this content, we're just going to move some stuff over that side. So let me just go and see RFCE. Okay, and then in the return component, so I'm just going to cut this, and then for us we can just call the query editor. Okay, query editor component, just like that. And then in the query editor, we can just go ahead and pass in this. Okay, as you can see, the first thing is the label, so we can pass in the label, and this label can just come here, label, as simple as that. Then of course there is this here. You could change the class name also, and I'm just going to give this as a default, so class name. Okay, I will just simply give this as the default. Okay, and then we can just add it here, class name. Okay, and then the road, you can see we have the value on change. So I'm just going the theme and these modules are going to be inside here. I'm just going to bring them. So for instance, these formats, okay, where we have this whole query and just come here. Now the state has to remain this side, so this state has to remain, okay, because we need it this side. So just going to have these in the editor itself this side. So on top here, inside here, that is something we have to define. And then also you have to go ahead and cut these, the editor itself, and so just come back this side and then add these ones here. Okay, so the modules and the formats, we have them, and the theme also we have it. So the only two things is this value and on change. Okay, so I'm just going also to just pass them to the way they are, value and on change. So I'll just come here, put comma, value, and then on change. Okay, so value and on change. So just come here where there is value, put value, and then where there is on change, put on change. So for the modules and these are sorted out. So I think everything now is done. Okay, except that this label, we have to give it like others. Just go to any of these ones and you can just copy this format for the label to have dark mode and light mode. So I'm just going to go to this query editor back, and then we can just have this. I think this already had that, but we just add this. Okay, so we have that one set up. Now let's just go and reuse this. We only need to pass in the label and these two values. Okay, so go to this page, new, and let's go down here where we have this query editor. So the first thing you can pass in is label. Okay, so the label, as we said, this is going to be the training content, content. Okay, and then of course we have these two, the value. So for the value has to be content, so here is where we use the state, and then on change. Okay, then on change has to be set content. Okay, just as simple as that. So it has this, the class name is optional, so we just leave it like that. So if we do that, we should have the same exact thing, I guess. Yeah, so you can see we have the same exact thing, but this time it is a component. Okay, this time it is a component here, and then this content, we can of course add it to our data. Okay, so where we are adding all other things here, we have to add the content. So you can just say data dot content is equal to content, as simple as that. Okay, and then of course we can go ahead and console.log data, and I'm just going to have some blog here. Okay, we can just add something like, what is Next.js? Okay, so there might be so many blogs that talk about what is Next.js. You can just go, and there are like millions and millions here. but I'm just going to choose one of them here. This is a typical blog. Okay, so you just like go ahead and copy this the way it is, just like that. You can actually say copy, and we see what happens, just like that. Copy all these, and let's go ahead into this, and then let's paste it here. So you can see all the formats actually remain. Even the links that were put, they all remain. You can see the links are there. Okay, we can see all the links. All the links are there. So you can see this is the purpose of the content, because the content is going to be unstructured. Someone can have headings. Like right now, this is heading 2. You can change this to heading 1. Whatever you want, you can change it to heading 1, or you can just leave it as heading 2, or you can even make it normal. You're the one who decides. You can bold it or unbold it. You can iterize anything you want. You can add more headings. This one is also heading 2. Okay, so you see you have the lists here inside. So this is the purpose of having this, because you have ability to type in whatever you want. Okay, you can add images, and we can test that. For instance, if you went and saw where there is an image, I don't think they don't have an image. They even have videos. I don't think videos can go there, guys. I'm not sure about that, but we can just do that and see, and just copy more. I'm not sure, like these images, I wanted just the image like this one. We're just going to go back to that, but this can take in all contents, as you can see, and even the video, guys. Okay, so even the video is here. Okay, the video is there. You can just go ahead and even put in all these, and the images, I think they will go there. Just copy up to that point. Let's copy this. Okay, and then down here can add that, and you can see we have even the images being put in, guys. So this is the purpose of this query editor, to make sure that someone can type in all this content. This cannot go in a text area, and then we're supposed to pick this content the way it is onto the UI. Okay, supposed to get this one onto the UI, and we'll see how we're going to do that. So if we just went ahead and clicked on not create category, I'm just going to go and change this submit button here, and just going to say create training, and then he's going to be create training. Okay, and I'm just going to, so as you can see here, I'm consoling, we are consoling the data. Want to see this data, how it looks like, if it has all the details we want. Just going to say F12. Okay, and all our content is gone because of refreshing. Okay, it's okay. What you're just going to do here, I'm just going to do very fast here, and I'm just going to copy some stuff as we had done. Just right click, copy this, go back here, and let's paste it here. We can just remove all this and paste that. Okay, that's very okay. We had already seen that you can have a video there and all that kind of stuff, and I think you can even you see we even have color. Okay, so if you want to change the color of some text, you have the colors here. Okay, you have the colors and all that kind of stuff. So but the only thing we want to test right now is see if it can give us all our data. So just click and see. So we have the category ID, we have the content, okay, we have the description, image URL, we have is active, and then we have Slack, we have title. I think we have all what we need. Okay, we have all what we need, and I'm just going to go, and you can't just go ahead and copy this, but I'm just going to go now to this. Okay, make this one and set image back to empty, and even content on submit we can even set content also, set content back to empty. But now we have to say this one's going to be API trainings, so just going to call this one's trainings. Okay, trainings, and this one is training. Okay, we have the reset, so we have to go and create this API trainings. So under API create trainings. Yesterday we did not code stuff, we did not create the API stuff. We'll create it right now after this. So create a new folder here, and you can call it trainings. Okay, and then inside here you can copy any of these ones, like the one of category, copy this, and then go under trainings and you can paste this. And then inside here we can receive all these things, title, slag, as we saw them here, they have already gone. We have title, slag, image description. So there's another thing we just need to receive here. First of all is active. Okay, and then we have also the content. Okay, and then we have also the category ID. So after this you can have category ID. So you have all this coming up, and then you can just say new training, okay, is going to of course equal this. Okay, and then you can just go and console.log this new training. Okay, and then here fail to create training. Okay, so you have this this whole thing right now. Okay, and we can just go ahead and try to submit and see if we have something. What is this? Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and try to fill in all these ones, fake fill, and leave the way it is. Just submit training, creating training, new training successfully created. If you check on the console here, we have the training on the console, I guess. Okay, it is here. Okay, so we have all this going in just like that, which is really great. Now, one thing we did not create yesterday was for the staff. If you check here in the API, we don't have the staff, and if you just go to this very fast to the staff, just a new page. Okay, so we have all these for the staff, and then we had this API staffs. Now we could just have staffs just to maintain the plural thing, staffs, and then we have staff. Okay, so we should have something like this. I don't know if in the staff do we need the code. Let's first look at the data we have here in this, in the staff member. We have the name. Okay, let me just come and write them here. So we have name. Could have here this test. Okay, so we have here the name. Okay, and we have the password and email. So we have password, email. We have password, and then we have email. Okay, so we have phone and the physical address. So we have phone, and then we have physical address. Okay, we have physical address, and okay, and then we have notes, and then we have is active. We have notes, and then we have is active. Okay, and you could just go ahead and add the image for the staff member, but in this case, just like not putting these stuff. Of course, you could add, for instance, their ID number, and their maybe what else we can add for them. Most especially just like someone is an employee, they need to have the ID number, so you could just add a ID. Okay, maybe this one just going to be NIN number, so they call it NIN this side, and then national ID number, and then the another one would be maybe tax pin, whatever, but just like going to keep it minimal, but you can add as many things as possible. Another thing would be date of birth, I guess. Yeah, it was like important. Okay, like date of birth would tell us the age, and then the NIN number. I just add those two. It is very easy to add since they are strings. So you could just quickly go and look at the staff member. Just go to staff. Where is our staff here? So under our staff, we can just go and add a new staff. Right? Okay, just add new staff. Okay, so we already have these ones. So since we are adding these two, I will add them after this full name. Okay, so after the full name here, where we have this password, we could just simply put here the NIN number, and this one has to be type text. In fact, you just leave the type out, and then to be automatically the text. So the name here is going to be NIN, NIN. Okay, and then label is going to be the NIN number. Okay, like the in bracket you can just say the ID number. Okay, then here we could just like go ahead and that's it. This one could be a half, and then we just complete it with the date. So here we have to specify the type here to be date, and then the name here is going to be DOB, date of birth, and then here you can just put date of birth, date of birth. Yeah, for the employees, this information is useful. So very easy like that. We are just added this NIN number and date of birth, as simple as that. Okay, so you can just go and create the API to receive all this data. Okay, and then you can just simply copy also all these here. We're just going to use them that side. So we're just going to go here in the API side, and then we're just going to create a new folder, staffs, just like that, and then you can just go ahead and duplicate any of these ones, copy this, and then go under staffs, and then I paste this to have where to start from. I'm just going to simply bring in all these here, where just cross cross, and you have here these ones. Just simply copy these and just go back to API stuffs here, and you can just replace these with these ones. So you have the name, okay, comma, password, comma, email, and you could just go ahead and remove all these at once, okay, and then put comma, comma, comma. Now these ones are in small letters, then, and then we have DOB, then of course notes, and is active. So you just get all these ones as a new staff member. Could just save and you can just copy these ones. These ones could be new staff. Okay, new staff can have all these. Okay, and then of course here we just say new staff. Okay, and just like that, and then staff. Okay, so we have all the setup right now. So if I just go here, let's go back to this stuff. We have all this. We do not need to generate any user code. Now we could generate a staff code. Okay, we could generate the code. Just why not? Since we have this user code. So this one is going to be Lemi staff member LSM, and we're just going to use the name, and we are just adding this code. The only thing is just to receive this code, they say. So just adding it also under code. Okay, so here we're just going to also add the code anywhere. Okay, we just add here code, and then here you also have the code. Okay, so that is great. We are having this generating the code. Here we have this function generate code, and it already have the way how to do that. Behind the scenes we saw that function, and then here we are sending this data there. I think right now everything should be good. Okay, I'm just going to go here, and let's go ahead and add in some fake data. So just add that, and then we have all these things here. It's active, and then like we can just add stuff. Okay, new stuff added. If you just go to this console, I think we have this stuff. I'll just scroll down. Okay, so you have them here. You can see the password, email, this name, and then you can see even the code was generated here, LSM, and then we use the names, Regan, and then we add the time they were created. Okay, so we have everything the way we want it. Okay, so the next thing now is set up the databases. So we have almost done all the necessary forms, guys. Okay, we have all the necessary forms we have done. I think now it's high time we look at adding the databases, and then we start working on actually inserting the meaningful data that is going to take us to now work on the UI on the front end. Okay, so if you just go back to this document, down here to this document, you can just simply go back to this other bigger document just by going why is it not having a backlink? Let me just refresh for a second. Okay, so you're supposed to see this backlink, then go back to this. Okay, and I can just like remove this. Now onto this one, you have now one or more documents. So we have now all these helper functions, what, and then we have this Prisma and a MongoDB setup. Just click on this one. Okay, so just going to set up MongoDB and the Prisma very fast. We are going to use them. Last time we used it in the invoice, we used some other database. To my experience, like other databases have issues with internet. If you have an unstable connection, stick to MongoDB somehow. But others I can, Superbase is okay. We tried it last time and we really worked with it until the end. I tried Rayray was really also confusing. Planet Scale is good. So Planet Scale is really good, but they want a card. They want you to add your Visa card. They will not chop until you, of course, exceed. But for now, for educational purposes, I just stick to MongoDB. Okay. In the future, of course, you are going to be. There are some other places we want to try to discover. Like there are some other databases. There are so many. Cockroach, DB. There is, I think, the one for what? There are some other databases that are we want to try out, but for now, I'm just going to stick to MongoDB. So I'm just going to install Prisma first. So copy this command. Up to this point, you should be now so familiar with installing like Prisma. So just go down to the second terminal, and I'm just going to simply install Prisma just like that. So while it is installing, we can check out the second one. So after that, we can initialize. Okay, we can initialize Prisma with MongoDB. Okay, we can initialize Prisma with MongoDB, and this is the command Prisma init, and then you pass data source provider, and then you put MongoDB just like that. Okay, Prisma init, data source provider, MongoDB, and the installation still is going on this side. Okay, we can just give it some second. Okay, here to install, and then we can just be discussing on other things like creating MongoDB. So while it is installing, we can actually just try out this, getting the MongoDB connection string. So you can see to connect your database, you need the URL field in data source block. We are going to see this in a second. So in this case, the URL is set via the environment variable, which is defined as env blah 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 blah. You can just go and get the URL like this, and we can just get this from MongoDB. So just going to click on this link here. Okay, and let's go to this is for Prisma. Sorry, I think it must be what I thought I had the link for the MongoDB. It is here. In this case, you can just say MongoDB Atlas here. Just going to close out that, and let's go to the Atlas. Okay, sign in if you already have an account, or if you don't have, create one. Okay, just create with Google or GitHub to make life easier. So I'm just going to log in to my existing account. Okay, and another thing is that in MongoDB you create as many projects as you can. Really, I have a lot of projects. I don't know if I'm still even valid to create more projects. I have like tons and tons of projects in MongoDB, but they still actually allow you to create others. Okay, so like this is also an advantage. I think if you just go to others, like they only allow you to create only 3, I guess. But this one, you can create a really large amount of projects, and they still work. Okay, so I'm just going to create another project. Okay, So I'm just going to create a new project, and I'm just going to call this Limi Ecommerce, just like that. Okay, next. Then I'm not going to add any members or anything, just create a project. Okay, manage your database and discover integrated service. Just create here deployment. Okay, let's just wait and see. Okay, so make sure you don't take this M10, make sure you're on M0. And by the way, this is the good thing to look also at their pricing. They have also serverless and all this kind of stuff. I don't know like how much is this. Okay, it is 0.1, and then this is 0.08. Okay, so we're just going for this for learning and exploring MongoDB in a cloud environment. You can see they give us this, and this is like really good. They give us up to the storage of 512 for each project, and here in the paid one you can see they give you up to 10 GB. Okay, and then they give you 2 GB RAM. So yeah, something you can explore in the future. Okay, I don't know why it is not switching to 0. Okay, so just make sure here you're having free, then create. Okay, so I having here the name and the password. The first thing, copy the password. Okay, and we have already this installed. I can just like put the password in any place. Okay, I'm just going to put it here. Just have any place you are putting your password, because you're just going to need it in a second. Just add the password there, and then scroll down. Okay, just going to create a user. Just simply create, after you have copied the password, create a user. And then of course there is this, use this add IP address to the IP address list. This can be modified at any time. Okay, so just come here and you can add the IP address here. You add 0.0.0.0, then stop 0. So this is to add any IP address, like you're adding it. Any IP address, it's not a must. Okay, it's not a must, but just simply you can add it there to access at any machine, or you could just use your only machine. You can see they already have your machine, so even if you don't add it and you're going to use your machine only, it will still work. Okay, of course in the real production you don't need to show anyone any of these things here. These ones are for the testing purposes. Finish and close. So congratulations on setting up access rules. Go to the overview. Okay, so up to this point I'm just going to first review this, and then I run another command while we are doing this. So let's first pause at this point and run another command here in the Prisma thing. Okay, just to run the second one, npx prisma init. So just copy this the way it is, and then go down here, just run this one. So this one is going to create the Prisma schemas and the env file if we don't have it already. I'm just going to minimize this so that you see what it has created. Okay, just cross out all this one so that you clearly see what it is going to do. Okay, so you can see here it tells you exactly what it has done. Okay, they say your Prisma schema was created, so they created this Prisma folder, and then they say you already have a git ignore file. Don't forget to add the .env in it, not to commit it in the private. So they put in this .env, or you could just have this .env.local. We had already set up this one .env.local, so you can just simply get all these details we have, instead of putting them that side, just simply copy this, cut this, and put inside a .env.local, since we already have this one set up. And I can delete .env, there is no need of it. Okay, just going to use the env.local. Okay, then move down. Okay, then they see the next setup is set up the database URL in the env file, and then they have defined the models in your schema, run Prisma generate the Prisma client, and then you start querying your database. Good. So this is great. Now, after we have done this, now we can proceed, because the next step is actually getting this database URL. We are trying to work onto this. Okay, now I want you to see this one. It's supposed to be looking like this. I'm just going to duplicate this one for a reason. Sorry, I'm just going to duplicate this down here so that we have two, and I have a reason why I want you to duplicate them too. And then just go and go back to MongoDB for a second. Now click on connect. Okay, and then we have all these places you can connect, the shell, campus, VS Code, and all that kind of stuff. Just click on the drivers. Okay, and then scroll down, okay, to where you see this, add this connection string to your application code. So we have this here. Just copy this, and then you can just bring it to any of these ones, just paste it any here, replace one of the two. Now if you just look here how this one works, you can see we have this, and then the second part is the username, and then the third thing is the password, and then they have the cluster. So you have to replace this with our actual password, which we had just added here. Just simply cut it from here, Ctrl X, and just bring it to here, and let's replace it here. Okay, just replace it there. So you have the password and then the cluster. Now if you see, it doesn't come, this one does not come with a DB. After here, mongodb.net, you can see here. Okay, and then you're supposed to have /my_db, and here they don't put the DB, and this is a big mistake. You can just forget to add the DB here and things will not work. Okay, you're supposed to specify your DB. I'm just going to say let me DB. Okay, just going to call this, let me maybe Ecommerce DB. You can just put any name you want there. This will be created, or upon pushing it will be created. Now after doing that, this is what you only wanted to show you, that in the original they show you you're supposed to put the DB, but sometimes it is not there. Okay, so after doing that, you can now go ahead and remove this upper one. You do not need it now, just remove it like so. Okay, so you have this one set up. Just simply click on close and we are done. Okay, so that side we are done, and following the steps here, after initializing, you are supposed to connect your database, which is MongoDB in this case. And after finishing that, the only remaining thing is now to create the models in the schema. Okay, we're supposed to create now the models. Okay, now we can start slowly with a few of them. Moving forward, I don't know which one we should start with, but we can start with the easy ones. Okay, for instance, we can start with our categories, and I think with the coupons. Okay, like we can start with the really easiest ones. Let's start with I think like the coupons. The coupons were really easy, just like had this. Okay, so you can see the coupon has ID, it has title, it has expiry code, and actually we can just go ahead and look at its API, and we can check the coupons route. Okay, so you can see here we have the title, coupon code, and the expire date. So we have three things we are getting from the coupons. Okay, including the expired date. Okay, so now you can have this. Okay, we have these three. So you just go ahead and create our schema. So in the schema, actually supposed for these exact ones you have, I'm just going to copy them around here. Okay, so let's just go to the schema, and down here after this one, you're not going to supposed to change anything here. We already have the providers MongoDB and everything. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead down here, and the only thing you just say right is model, and then you put the name of the model. Right now we're just writing the coupon model, just like that, and then put the bracket like this. Now we have here this guiding principle. Bring these ones up, comment them, and then we can just look at them. So the first thing always in a model is the ID. Okay, now ID is going to be type string. We are going to add other things later. So down. Okay, now we can add title. Okay, this is going to be also string. Okay, and then we have the coupon code. So you say coupon, you can just copy this to avoid spelling mistakes. Coupon code. Now coupon code, if you just look at it, is either going to be a string. I guess it's going to be a string, and then we have the expire date, which is going to be, just push it here, which is going to be datetime. So we have this datetime. Okay, and this one's supposed to be specific. That's why I'm not going to give like a default to anything. Now if you hover here, you have a lot of this, and they tell you that the validation model coupon, each model must have at least one unique criteria that has only, and the yes, like mean the ID has to be unique. You can't just put the ID to be like this. Now specifically the IDs in MongoDB, they have a certain specific structure, because when you create a new document in MongoDB, it creates it with an underscore ID. We want to the ID to be automatically generated, but we want to map it with the one that's going to be generated from MongoDB. So just simply copy this exactly the way it is, just like here. Okay, in this example of the post, you don't need to copy other things, just replace it with the ID we have here, just like this, and you can see now the error is gone. Okay, so you have the ID, and you have this, and then you have the time and blah blah. Now then another thing you're supposed to say, it is at db.objectID. Okay, this one gives it the encoding, character count encoding, and limit it to the object ID. Okay, so now we have our model done. Okay, and this is according to this one. We also need to add in the time this was created. Okay, so just add in these two at the bottom. Okay, so down here we're just going to add these two, created at and then updated at. Okay, so now if we try to create right now, so we can just done this according to our guide here. You're supposed to create your models. We have created one model, that is enough for the start. Let's scroll down. Now supposed to run this. Okay, push the models to the database, and I'm just going to run this npx db push. Now this one is going to install Prisma client. If you don't have it, like we don't have Prisma client installed, so it is going to install it, I guess. So just run npx Prisma db push, and let's see. Okay, so we have a lot of errors right now. Schema, so database error, Prisma schema validation was not found. Okay, so you can just like do one thing, I guess. Now if they want specifically, I think it is here supposed to be env. They are checking for .env. What we can just do is changing this. let's minimize this, all this whole thing. Okay, just change this to .env. So I'm just going to rename this. I remove local, so just leave it as .env. And if you do this, make sure you go to git ignore and add it down here, .env, to avoid pushing it into production. Okay, let's now save everything right now. Okay, and it should be like just like grayed out to mean that it is already inside here, it can't be pushed. Okay, just go ahead and run again. I'm just going to clear this, and then I'm just going to say npx prisma db push. So this should just load our database URL, check the environmental variables and blah blah, and then of course you give here allow access. So just going to allow access. Okay, and you can see it has added one collection, a coupon, and they say your database indexes are now in sync with Prisma. And then you can see the running the npx Prisma generate, and that's because we did not have the Prisma client. So they are going to run it, and they are going to try to install the Prisma client. Okay. Okay, so one I think one thing I have to talk about at this point is that the ability to if you look at the coupon, as we're just trying to do all these things, if you look at the coupon, we might just get one problem with the coupon, but I think it is good you see that that problem. So you can see I installed Prisma client and Prisma packages, and it has generated the Prisma client. So before you do anything, you can now run Prisma Studio to see this, and we can just go ahead and also create another tab, and this tab is just for seeing the studio. Okay, this is to give you what is happening in MongoDB, Prisma, npx Prisma Studio. You can just like run the studio to always check what is happening to your database, see if the collections are being added and what kind of stuff. But if you just go back to MongoDB, now you simply click on database, you will just notice that we have created a database, and so you click on browse collections. Okay, and then now if you see here retrieving, so you can see here this Ecommerce DB. Okay, you can see we have this Ecommerce DB, and there is this coupon collection, and it is waiting for the documents to be pushed here. Okay, and you can see the models. We have the coupon, and then here is going to tell you we have the title. Okay, and then we have this coupon code, we have the expire date, created art and updated art basically. Okay, and we have no rows right now. Okay, so you can see that is great. So after this, you're supposed to create a global Prisma instance in the libs, and this is what you're going to be using to interact with the database. So you simply copy this. Okay, let's copy this, and you can just go to either libs or utils. Whatever you want to put this is up to you. Okay, whether you want to add it in the utils folder or libs. I'm just going to add it in the libs, since we have all other many things there. Just going to create db.js, and I'm just going to paste in all this code. And what this one is doing is actually getting the Prisma client from Prisma client, and is trying to say if check if we already have the instance of Prisma in the global. Okay, so this global, this is a JavaScript global state. It first checks in if there is Prisma, and we use the one that is already existing. If it is not there, then it will create a new one using this instance of new Prisma client. Okay, and then if we are in not in production, we're always going to be using this one. Okay, so afterwards you export the default DB, and we can just use this one in everywhere you want. Okay, so for instance, if we just go back to the coupons where we are now, we have all this data. Of course, we're just going to have one problem with the expire date, more especially with how it's supposed to be encoded, I guess. Okay, but right now let me just try to close this down so that we can look at what is happening. Now what we just want is, after getting the information, we are supposed to come here and create a new coupon. Okay, and this, to create a new coupon, you're supposed to use this Prisma instance now. So you're supposed to see await, so you're supposed to await DB. Now this is the DB we are getting in the libs, so bring it from the lib dot. Now we call upon the coupon. Okay, so this one is the model. Now if we had capital C, if you just check in our, I'm just going to close all these things, are so many. Okay, I'm just going to leave this one open, and also just go down and open our schema. So in the schema, if it is capital C in the mod as a model, when you're just like console trying to get it, you just actually use small c. Okay, so here in our route, okay, here in the route we just use this small c. So coupon, and then you can create the create method. Okay, and then here in the create we pass in the object, and then here we pass in the data, and the data we pass in is exactly this one, more especially if the what you have here, these are the columns, these ones title, coupon, expiry, and these ones must match with what you have specifically in the Prisma schema. They should be matching with these ones. Now if there is any of this one that is exceptional or is optional, you're supposed to put a question mark, but if you leave them like this, it means all of them are a must. Okay, now if we're just going to look at this date time, there is how it should include time. As you can see, the one we are having is date, but it's supposed to include the time, and you're just going to see how you are going to convert that, I guess. So if you try to create right now, everything is okay. We have new coupon, await db.connection.create, and then we have the data we are creating, and then we have here console the new, and then blah blah like that. So this should just work, but we're just going to have, I think, one problem with the date. Let's keep our eyes on the console right now. Okay, just like that. I'm just going to go here, and let's try to create the coupon. So for instance, I just say Black Friday. So Black Friday, and the date expiry, want this one to be maybe 1st of December. Did we start with the months? So the months we have 12 1st 2023. It is active by default, and just going to say create. So creating coupon must bring something went wrong at some point. Okay, something went wrong. Okay, so now if we check down here, so you can see we have all the data done very well. Black Friday coupon code generated. The problem is with the expiry date. Okay, and it is in this format. They say invalid argument for the expiry date premature, and supposed to be this ISO date time. Okay, so you can just copy this. Okay, we can just have this expire date, and we can just convert it into this ISO. We can just go ahead and just open up ChatGPT in a second. I'm not going to overthink about this in a second. Just going to open this, and okay, let me hope it to just take short time to open. Okay, just create a new chart. I'm just going to explain this, and I say I am saving you can just first explain a bit about your project. You can just say I'm showing you how you can sort of sort problems you don't have to overthink, and how you can start using this ChatGPT won't do you the whole application. You're just like doing small things like debugging the code or something, but it cannot think for you. You have just to give it something, and then to help you from there. So you can just say, for instance, um, I am saving, okay, date, okay, to a DB, to MongoDB. Can you save into MongoDB using, okay, using Prisma, okay, and I am having errors with my dates, okay, as Prisma expects them to be in date time format. Okay, so my date is in this format, and then paste this format, and I want you to convert it to date time format. Okay, so now what you just do is you can just simply do this. Okay, you can just simply do this, just as simple as this. Copy this, let's see, and here is my code, and then like you paste this code here, and let's run this. It should just like create us how you just to modify this expire date to convert it to the date time. So you can see it has maintained that, and then first converts this into the ISO string. Okay, just creating the formatted date. So you have your date here. You can say here const date object new date, and passing the expire date, and then now converts it into the ISO formatted date, and then we're using this down here. Okay, so this is cool, and the only thing I'm just going to do is just copy up to this point here. Okay, and we have that problem sort of as simple as possible. So just go down here, and we can just simply remove this. Okay, and this is just to learn from it. You don't need to have to like every time ask this question, but I'll just show you how you can quickly get a solution to this, and how you can also ask the commands. So just having a bit of learning also, prompt engineering here. Okay, so you can see we have here to first convert the date string to JavaScript date object, and we are using this date object new date, and you pass in this expired date of hours, and then after that format the date as the ISO, and you can see it is here ISO this, they call this 801 format, and I think it is the one that Prisma talked about. You can see here expected ISO 8601 date time. Okay, and then we convert it. Now everything should now work because we're having this ISO formatted date here. Okay, and we would have done this really from you could have done this if you don't want to do it from this side. You could do this from this side, or you could actually have a whole function that is formatting the date to ISO formatted date. I think I don't know if we have other dates, but this could be good, especially if we just simply add it. Yeah, I'm just going to convert this to ISO date. I'm just going to have it as a function. Instead of doing this, we'll be redoing it every time we have the date. So I'm just going to go to the libs folder and create a new file called ISOFormattedDate. Date. Maybe convert. We could just say generate ISOFormattedDate. ISOFormattedDate.js, just like that, and just go here and let's copy this. Okay, just copy this, cut actually. Let's just copy for now. I'm just going to say export the default, not export the default, just export function. Okay, and we just call it generate ISOFormatted date, and this one just going to be taking in the normal date. So this one takes in the normal date. Okay, and then we just add this inside. So the only thing we just need to do is convert this. So create this date here, and then after creating this one is const ISOFormattedDate is date object to ISO string, and then the only thing you have to do is return this. So just say here return ISOFormattedDate, as simple as that. So we just have this function. Now we could just generate use this. Let me see, ISOFormatted. Okay, so you can just now go to whatever you're just going to be using, like in coupons, just go to this front end, not front end, there's the back office, this one, and then just say coupons, new page. So you're just going to come here where we are having the date. Okay, so we just like having here generating this this date. Okay, but we could just like go ahead and say that expire date. So we could just say, remember we have this coupon date. Okay, we could just go and say that. Okay, we could just go and say that const, okay, ISOFormatted. Okay, we could just say and say const expire date. Just a second. Expire date. We could just call this ISOFormatted anyways. ISOFormattedDate. ISOFormattedDate is going to be equal to, just call this function, and it takes in the normal date, which is data.date. Okay, data.expire date. Okay, so after getting that, we're just going to say data.expire date. So we have to change this to ISOFormatted. Okay, so this is going to be this. The spelling with this, I'm having spelling problems here. Formatted, the word formatted, ISOFormatted date. Just convert this to this. Okay, so I'm having here const ISOFormattedDate is generate ISOFormattedDate here, and date.expire date is ISOFormattedDate. Now this should solve our problem. That means that if I'm just going to first remove this so that we can confirm the date that is generated. Okay, I'm just going to go back to here and let's go ahead and generate the date. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and click here, create coupon, and just look at this, guys. So you can see now the expire date is in the format that they want it. Okay, it is now in the ISO formatted date, and we're having this as a function that is going to help us keep on like generating this ISO formatted date instead of doing it every time we have the route. So now we don't need all this. Okay, we just simply remove everything here, because this it comes in already ISO formatted, and remove all this, and this is how you generate reusable functions. Okay, so now we have everything working. Let's try one more time. So I'm just going to go back this side and make this one work just like this, and just let's see. Now we should have this one in the database, guys. Black Friday, this creating coupon. Please wait. Let's just wait, and you can see new coupon created successfully. Okay, and if you just check on the console, we must have our coupon printed out very nicely. Just go down here, and we have our coupon generated very nicely. We have the ID Black Friday. The coupon code was generated nicely. Okay, and then you have the expiry date, which is formatted, and then you have also the created art, and you see the created art is also formatted in the same format. Created art, and then you have also updated art. So this is great. We are doing well, and you can just also go ahead and confirm this in our Prisma here. You can just come here and refresh, and you can see we have one record. Even if you went to this site on MongoDB and then you try to refresh here, you're going to see we have one document. Okay, great. So we have now one document. We can just go ahead and start working on other modules. So for this coupon we are done. We can see that we are generating the coupons for this. We could generate like 3 of them just for fun. Okay, just going to have, okay, we can just say here JB campaign. Okay, and then it's going to expire in December 25th 2023, and we can just say go ahead, create the coupon. Coupon created. Now after the creating here, we could redirect. Okay, we are just going to see that we should just like add redirecting to this page of the coupons. We can't just redirect to this page here. I think we should do that. So after doing this, we could also pass in the redirect function. Okay, we could add the redirect function. Okay, we could add in the redirect. So you could just say const router. So on top here, you could just say const router is equal to use router, and this is from Next navigation. Okay, and then down here I'm just going to say function, okay, redirect. Okay, so function redirect is going to be, we can create this function which is going to be router dot push, and whatever we push here is we want to push to wherever we want. And for instance, we want to push this to dashboard coupons. So for this one is going to be like dashboard, just like this, dashboard coupons. Now we could do this this function from the other side, and we just put here the redirect endpoint. Whatever we do, it is up to us. You can just like do this function from here, or you can do this function from this make put post request, like to do this whole thing from here, or you can do it from their side. I don't know which one is better. We could just say redirect endpoint. Here we pass in the redirect endpoint, and instead of writing this extra code all the time, I think it is better we pass it in as a prop to this function. So after maybe everything, after the reset, I'm just going to say just pass in this. Okay, I'm just going to pass in this, and this one is going to be the redirect. So just going to copy this function, exactly this one, just cut it, and I'm just going to go to this make post request, and down here on this function I'm just going to put a comma, and I'm just going to say redirect endpoint, just like that. So down here you can create this whole thing. Okay, this function, inside this function here we could have const router. So this one just get this use router from next navigation. Okay, and this, instead of this router.push as a function, just remove this now, and then just go down here when everything is okay, where we do the toasting here. After the resetting, we can do the redirect. So we say router.push, and we are pushing this endpoint, redirect endpoint. So here just going to do router.push redirect endpoint. Now that should work. Now let's test it out. So I'm just going to create another coupon, and I'm just going to say this one is going to be Christmas Bonanza. And by the way, even if you create it in small letters, Christmas Bonanza. Okay, this one's going to stop on maybe 1st Jan 1st 2024, and then I just say create coupon, and I just say okay, so new coupon created successfully. Let's wait for redirect, and nope, there was not any redirect. Okay, I guess because this is a function, this one is a client thing, it is not working. So I think now we have to use the other first example. I'm just going to remove this and try to send instead the redirect function, redirect. Okay, just get this function redirect, and after this you can just call the redirect function instead, redirect. So just like this, and that means this one is going to be coming in, and I'm just going to again copy this, go back to this page, and now instead of passing in this, I'm going to pass in the redirect, and there is this redirect from next navigation, but I've not used it before, like the redirect from next navigation. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. We could just say pass in redirect just like that, and here we could just go ahead and create that function redirect. Okay, just up here from this router. By the just like first research about the redirect next navigation. So let's say redirect next navigation. Okay. I don't know the advantage. The redirect function allows you to redirect the user to another URL can be used in server components. Okay, that is the I think the good thing is that they redirect unlike the I think I think server components, client components, routers, when you use it in a streaming context, this will insert meta tag to the client side, otherwise it's blah blah. Okay, so pass type, do we need to, let's first see here, is there any examples of redirect? So they're importing here redirect from next navigation, and when everything is okay, redirect to login. Okay, that seems to be okay. I just like gave it a try. I don't know the difference using this on all that, because now we could just have here the function redirect. So just have a function redirect the way we did, just like this. And is going to be just serving just redirect. Now from next navigation, I think it is, we're having the same function. I think we have to rename this. Okay, this is use client. I think they said it can also be used in anyways, I just use a router in any case. Okay, we'll just try it out maybe next time. Const router is equal to use router. We already had it, I think, imported. Now you can just say here router.push. Okay, and then we push in any we want. So here we want to push to the dashboard. Want to push to the dashboard. I think I already I removed it. Just right now close here and just copy this here. Okay, so just we are pushing to this. Okay, we are pushing to that. So I'm just going to pass in the redirect. So this redirect function, you just come and pass it in inside this make post request, just like that. And let's just try one more time. Okay, I'm just going to create now new year campaign. Okay, this one is going to be month 01 2024. In any way, just create and you see. Okay, so it has created and it was redirected here. So great. So that's good. We're having our coupons. If you check in the database, we have a lot of them right now. Okay, so you can see here we have also the codes generated. Everything is going on well, and the redirect is working. Okay, so great. we can just go now and go ahead and create categories, and then we are going to go to banners. Let's first see the banners. They seem to be easy. I just create a banner, and I don't know if it is dependent on anything, so it only just needs these few things. Okay, so we can first go to this banner. Okay, the only thing we're just going to add, I think, is the redirect function. Okay, copy this, and simply let's go to banners, new. So just come here, we have the data here we are pushing. I'm just going to go on top here and put this function down here, and this one is going to be redirect to banners. Okay, and I don't know why this did not work in the other one. I still believe it should work. I don't know why it didn't work. We can just try one more time using the redirect function. I think the one they use it. I'm just going to see. I'm still like I'm just going to pass in here the endpoint. Just put a comma, pass in, like this one is supposed to be banners, and I'm just going to create this one dynamically. Okay, just put it the whole thing, but since everything is being pushed on the where is it here? We could push everything, but I feel like it is not necessary, so I just have like dashboard banners. I still want to believe there is a way we can do this. I just go back to this, and I'm just going to pass here the endpoint for a minute. Redirect endpoint. Okay, redirect endpoint, and then let me first put this one off, and then I'm just going to say redirect, and you're just going to use now the one of next navigation, and let's say redirect, then we pass in the redirect endpoint. Just going to try out this one and see if it yields any results. And the usage here, you just simply just pass in the stuff, only just like that. Okay, so let's just try and see. I'm just now for the banner. Meanwhile, let's first get the data for the banner. Just go to pages. So we have the title, the link, and the image. Okay, so whatever we just add here, we have the title, link, and the image. Let's just go back here, link, title, and the image. Very straightforward. And then we have also this publish URL. So we have to add, I think, also this. It has also, I think, one more thing, which is active. Okay, we have also is active to this. Okay, so I'm just going to do is just take this. Okay, I'm just going to take this to this to the API. I know what is remaining only is, I think this is active. Just go to the API banners route, title, link, image, and then I think, as I said, what is remaining is active. And now we have the new banner, just go ahead and create the new banner. Just going to say await db from libs and dot. We haven't created that, but just create it in a second. db dot if we create it as banner, the dot create. So you create the create method, which takes in a data object, just like so. Okay, so just simply copy these ones the way they are, just like this. Okay, title, link, image, and is active. Okay, so we can just go ahead and from here just go to the I'm just going to go to this schema and I'm just going to create another model. Okay, model banner. Okay, and then just going to paste in this. First of all, have the ID here. Just copy the ID and put it here, and let's create others. The title is a string. Okay, and just have the title here as a string. Okay, we have the same thing for the link, the image, and all others. Just duplicate this. Okay, so we have the title done, we have this link, we have the image URL, so we have the title, and then is active is boolean. Okay, so this we already have the title. So now the last one is active. Okay, and this one is type boolean. Now you could give it default, but we already have this. We are very sure it's coming, so we can just leave it like this. Okay, so we have these 4 of them, just like that, and then we can just add time and date, just the way we are done on the other one. So the next thing you have to do is every time you're going to push the new model, you must stop the server. I repeat, you must stop the server, because the server is having the Prisma client. So when you stop it, it has to generate a new Prisma client. So after stopping it, you have to do npm db push and confirm if everything is okay. Title, link, image URL, and is active is a boolean, and then these ones. Now all these ones you have to ask yourself which one is optional. If there is anything which is optional, then you must state it here. For these ones, we don't want anything to be optional. Okay, so just go ahead and run npx prisma db push. Okay, so by the way, before I run it, let me stop it. You must also stop this. There is this ongoing Prisma Studio. You must stop also Prisma Studio. Okay, so go back here and let's run npx prisma db push. Okay, so it is running npx prisma db push. Okay, so what it has created a new collection banner there. Okay, so now we can just go ahead and now run npm run dev, and if you want it, you can just also go ahead and run npm prisma studio. That is okay. Just remember, all the time you push, they again generate a new Prisma client. That's why we have to stop both the server and the studio. Okay, so the studio runs again, and you can close the old one. Okay, so now it will have two models. Okay, so it is coupon here. It has this. You can click on the plus, and you see that you have now the banner collection. which have ID, title, link, image is active, and then all these others. Okay, so now we can just go ahead and create a new banner and see how this one works. We want also to test the redirect. Remember, we created the redirect here. We are not sure if this is going to work out after passing like this. I'm not sure if this is going to work out. It's just like a trial. So the banner title, I'm just going to also name it as Black Friday. The link, let's copy any link, it doesn't matter, to this blog, and then add this link here, and then let's add the image. Just upload an image. I'm just going to add one of my thumbnails. And by the way, guys, I added the code, and please, after if you purchase the code, make sure to add your email, subscribe. There is that part in the Gumroad. After buying, they ask you to subscribe. So add your email, because at the end of the day, I will be sending you the updated code. I know after purchasing, you will not be having, I don't know, access. I'm not so sure about that, if you still have access all the time. But I will be, every time we update the code, we add a new code, I will be updating you, sending you that code on your email. So add those emails so that you can get them. So I'm just going to go here and upload this. Okay, and I added a page where you can suggest your ideas. If there is any project you want me to look into or to plan to do, just simply fill in that form. I will just leave a link, and in that link you can just go ahead and you can just go ahead and get the add your project, and those projects I will review them. When after reviewing them, then they will appear on the site. If you just go, I will show you in a second. Okay, I think I can show you. Let me see if I can have this link. Can I have the link? Okay, I just going to check it in any of the videos. So if you just go here on the playlists, okay, and then you just go to any of the videos, like for instance here in this. Okay, I'm just going to pause. Even in the episode 1, okay, just scroll down here. You see you have the, and you can see suggest. You can get the code. You can just also join the course waitlist. If you click on suggest your project, this opens up this page. Okay, so you can also go ahead and add your project here. Okay, you tell us the full name, your email address, suggested project title. Now this add link to the design of a similar project means that if you have, for instance, if you want us to build a school management system, and specifically there is the school management system you have seen and you like, you can put the link of that system here. Okay, and then here we have the suggested the tech stack. So you can come here and suggest the tech stack you want, maybe TypeScript and maybe Next.js and blah blah. And then here we have describe your project so that we can understand it. So you can just go ahead and then you describe it in details. You can just also use ChatGPT, tell it its idea and tell it to generate this information so that you can add it here. And then the project will look like this. Okay, after you have added a project, it will not appear automatically here. It will not appear automatically here. It will come to the dashboard. I will approve it. After approving it, then it will appear here. Okay, so the voting functionality is not there, and even these votes, but in the future we'll be able to start voting. Like if you like this one, you come and vote it and blah blah. Now here there is a link where you can preview, for instance, the project concept. If I click there, for instance, it takes me to this Behance. Even if it is Behance project, or you saw it on Dribble or anything, just add a link to this. Okay, that's what I was meaning. Okay, that is how you can add your project, and they can just get to know it and see it. And at the same thing, you can also join the course waitlist here. Okay, you can join the waitlist. The course is massive and coming up. You can just simply add your email and you can join the waitlist. I will send you the email when it shows up. I will also just make an announcement on YouTube, so you will just find it in your inbox. Okay, so leaving that aside, we have here, now we have to test everything if this works out. Create banner. Creating banner, please wait. Okay, new banner created successfully, but the redirecting is not there. Okay, so we have to go to the original approach. There is nothing else we can just do. I'm just going to cut this off and simply pass in the redirect function instead. Okay, just going to pass in this redirect function, and then this redirect function we can just go ahead and put it here. Okay, and let's see what it is. We have to go and change in this function, in this make post request. This one now becomes the redirect function. Okay, and you can just remove this from this. Whole thing is not useful at all, these ones. Since this I think is not a component, that's why they are not using it. Now we can just like use this redirect and we can remove this. Let's test one more time by creating another one. I'm just going to have, by the way, this, if you try to create this, supposed to give you the red lines just like that. And now let's go ahead and put in let's see the banner title. We can just give it maybe we can just maybe just like posting for fruits and vegetables. Just say fruits and vegetables for lacking the good name. And the link, we can add the same link. I'm not going to be overthinking. Then add the image, and just going to add the similar image just like that, and upload this image. Okay, okay, so there's this image here, publish the banner, and I'm just going to say create banner. So now we expect banner link is required. Just say create. Okay, new banner created successfully. Let's wait for redirect. It has not redirected. What's the problem, guys? This redirect, is it coming through? Just go to the banners page and let's see here. It's supposed to have router.push dashboard banners, and after that we are making post requests and that banner reset, and also passing the redirect. And then here in this API request, make post request, we have this redirect, and then we are using it here. maybe just like refresh. Did it refresh? I just refresh. Let it first refresh and see. It is refreshing the page. Okay, it is refreshing the page. I know it is taking long. Okay, so it's fine. I just finished refreshing the page. I'm just going to use fake filler, and I'm just going to add this once again. Upload. Okay, so you can just have this one also. Just create the banner, created, and the redirecting is not happening at all. I don't know why. I don't know why we have what we have changed. Let me just go and create a coupon and I see. We might have affected this whole thing, I guess. I'm just going to run this just like that, create coupon. Okay, so this is redirected. I guess maybe are we putting a wrong for the banners? Are we putting a wrong something? Maybe might be wrong. Dashboard banners. Do we have dashboard banners? I don't know why it's not working. Let me just go to this coupon. Let's have this. Are we having router anyways? So you might just not having router. Those are the problems actually. Okay. Those are the problems. So yes, like using here router, and router is not defined anywhere, I guess. Yep. So const router is equal to use router. Okay, so that was the problem. We don't have the router. We can just do one more time test, store banners, and we can test one more time. Just create a new banner, feed in random data. Let's add an image. Let's add any random image here. Just upload. Okay, let's just upload, and then like we hope everything now will be fine. Okay, image upload complete. We have our image. Create the banner, and okay, so a new banner created successfully, and we redirect to this page. Okay, so that's great. That's great. We have now a lot amount of data right now. Okay, so what we can do is go ahead and do the get part of this. Okay, so we are having all this we can just go ahead and actually create for the categories. I think will be the last one I'm going to do, and then we'll take a break and we'll do others in the next episode. Let's just do categories. So I'm just going to go to categories, and this time when you're copying the router, just copy it with this here, and let's go to categories, new up here. So the first thing is to go ahead. So we're supposed to have markets. So I think the first thing we have to do is we have these so in the markets, if you go to create the market, you must have categories. If you are going to go to categories, you must have markets. Okay, so I think that one we should just like first leave it alone. Okay, for creating the markets, maybe just go to another one. Maybe which one is easy? The staff. Let me see staff. We have also the farmers. We could just go and create the farmers. Let's just go and create the farmers. Okay, so the first thing I'll just add here the redirect, and this one is going to be dashboard farmers. Okay, so the data we need for the farmer, I think we had all this one sent the other side. We're just going to go to check, and we see the data we are checking for the farmer. Just don't forget to pass in the redirect. And then now to this dashboard API, just go to the farmers, and the farmers is having pretty much data. We have the code, contact person, phone number, email, name, notes, phone, physical address, and terms. All these are strings. Okay, you just copy that and just go and create a new one called farmer. So just go to your, and I think what you should do is I'm just going to I will take a break from here. I will go ahead and create all these. You can just go one by one, since we all have these done, the API routes. Just go sit down and try to create all these the schemas. Try to create for the schemas so that we push them at once. Okay, since we have already seen how to push one, now I want to sit down and create all the schemas at once so that we can push them. Okay, yeah, so let's just end this episode from here, and then we'll just start from there in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Hit the like button, subscribe, so that we can keep on receiving this content. You can sign up for the waitlist for the course, and you can also suggest your project idea in the description, or you can even grab the code that is already there. Okay, thank you so much for watching this episode. See you in the next one.